Welcome back to Top Liberty Coins, the home of rare treasures and million-dollar discoveries. Today, we're diving into one of the most talked-about coins in U.S. history, the 1969 D. Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary 1-cent coin. But what if I told you that one small penny, struck over 50 years ago, could be worth more than $787,979 today? Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent turning into nearly $800,000. In this episode, we'll explore how this coin became legendary, the secrets behind its minting, how to identify a real one, and why collectors across the world are still searching for it. The birth of the Lincoln penny. The story of the Lincoln penny begins long before 1969. In 1909, the U.S. Mint introduced a brand new cent to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first American coin to feature a real person, not a symbol, not an eagle, but an actual historical figure. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, and his initials, VDB, appeared on the back of the first coins. This was the start of a cultural and numismatic phenomenon that continues to this very day. 1969, a year of change. The year 1969 was dramatic. America was landing on the moon, the Vietnam War was raging, and society was changing fast. At the same time, the U.S. Mint in Denver was producing millions of Lincoln pennies marked with a small d for Denver Mint. Most of these coins were ordinary, but a very few, turned out to be extraordinary. Hidden among billions of common cents was one mistake that would later make collectors' hearts race. The double die mystery. Here's where things get exciting. A double die error occurs when a coin is struck twice by the die in slightly different positions. This creates a dramatic doubling effect on the lettering and numbers. In 1969, a few Lincoln pennies were accidentally produced with such doubling, especially visible on the words Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and the date 1969 itself. To the untrained eye, it might look like a blurry print, but to collectors, it's a sign of incredible rarity. How the 1969 D penny became famous. When collectors first spotted the 1969 D double die penny, confusion spread quickly. Even the Secret Service got involved, suspecting it might be counterfeit, but after deep investigation, experts confirmed the coin was real, and the error came directly from the minting process. That discovery instantly turned this penny into a legend. Identifying a real 1969 D double die. So, how can you tell if your penny is the real treasure? Look closely. Under magnification, the doubling must appear strong and clear on the word Liberty and in God We Trust. On the date, the numbers 1969 will appear thick and shadowed. Beware, there are many fake versions and machine doubling copies that look similar. Authenticity is key, and only a professional grading company can confirm the real deal. The market explosion. As collectors began to understand the rarity of this coin, prices exploded. By the 1980s, it was already worth thousands. In the 2000s, that number climbed even higher. Today, depending on its condition, a 1969 D double die obverse Lincoln penny can sell anywhere from $50,000 to $787,979, and sometimes even more at high-end auctions. Imagine finding one in your change jar. The grading power. Grading plays a huge role in the value of this penny. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, where MS 70 means mint perfect. A 1969 D penny in lower grades might fetch $20,000 to $50,000. But if it's in top uncirculated condition, bright, clean, and sharp, that's when you see prices near $750,000. The Denver Mint story. Let's talk about the Denver Mint, the D mark that defines this coin. Located in Colorado, the Denver Mint has been producing coins since 1906. It's known for its precision, but even the most advanced systems sometimes make mistakes. The 1969 D double die happened because of a rare misalignment in the die hubbing process, a human and mechanical error that created an unrepeatable masterpiece. Comparing other rare pennies, the 1969 D penny isn't the only valuable Lincoln cent collectors also chase. The 1955 double die, the 1972 double die, the 1995 double die. Each of these coins has its own story, but none carry the mystery and price tag of the 1969-D. It remains the king of double dies. Stories from lucky finders. There are real stories of people discovering these coins in everyday change. One collector found his in a coin roll from the bank, another discovered one mixed with old pocket change his grandfather left behind. That's what makes coin hunting so exciting. You never know when you'll strike gold, or in this case, copper. Why collectors love it beyond money. The 1969 D penny represents a piece of history, a mistake that became magic. Collectors see it as a bridge between human craftsmanship and chance. It's also a reminder that even something as small as a penny can hold the power of rarity, art, and heritage. The future value experts believe the value of the 1969 D penny will continue to rise. As time passes, more coins are lost, damaged, or hidden away in collections. With fewer available on the market, the remaining examples become more desirable. Who knows? In 10 or 20 years, this penny could easily cross the $1 million mark. How to check your coins. Here's a quick tip from Top Liberty Coins. Whenever you get change or open an old coin jar, take a few minutes to look closely. Use a magnifying glass and good lighting. If you see a 1969 D with strong doubling on Liberty and in God We Trust, don't clean it, just protect it and get it certified. That tiny coin could change your life. Closing message. Friends, this has been an incredible journey into the history of one of America's most valuable pennies, the 1969 D Lincoln Double Die. From a simple cent to a symbol of fortune, it reminds us that every coin tells a story. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to subscribe to Top Liberty Coins, hit the like button, and turn on the bell icon for more rare coin discoveries. Share this video with your friends. Who knows, maybe they've got a hidden treasure too. Stay curious, stay lucky, and remember, your next penny might be worth a fortune. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and mysterious pieces of American coinage, the 1976 D Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might look like just another old cent from your change jar, but the truth is, this little copper coin could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on its condition, mint era, and rarity. Stay with us till the end because this story of the 1976 D penny will not just surprise you, it might make you check every coin in your collection. The birth of the Lincoln PNNY. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait on it. The design has remained one of the most iconic in U.S. history, symbolizing the nation's endurance and pride. Over the decades, small design changes, metal compositions, and mint marks have turned some Lincoln pennies into true treasures. By the year 1976, America was celebrating its bicentennial, and even though the penny didn't receive a special design like the quarter, its story that year still became very special. The 1976 D mint STRY. Now let's talk about the 1976 D penny itself. The D stands for Denver Mint, where millions of these coins were struck. In fact, the Denver Mint produced over 4 billion Lincoln cents in 1976. Most of them went into circulation and were used in everyday transactions, buying candy, paying for bus rides, and sitting in pockets of millions of Americans. But among those billions, a few coins came out with small mistakes, errors so tiny yet so rare that they changed the coin's value forever. Metal composition and details. The 1976 D Lincoln penny was made mostly of copper, 95% copper and 5% zinc. Each weighs about 3.11 grams. On the front you see Abraham Lincoln's bust, facing right, with the word Liberty to his left and the date 1976 followed by the D mint mark on the right. Above his head reads the famous motto, "In God We Trust." On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands tall with United States of America and 1 cent inscribed. Simple and beautiful, but sometimes, perfection isn't everything. Small imperfections created magic. Coin errors and RRITs. What makes some 1976 D pennies worth a fortune are the minting errors. There are double die obverse pennies where the words Liberty or in God We Trust appear doubled. There are off-center strikes where part of the design is missing. There are die cracks, repunched mint marks, and even some struck on the wrong metal planchet. Each of these errors makes the coin extremely collectible. Some of these error pennies have been sold for thousands of dollars in major coin auctions. The double die varety, the double die obverse is one of the most desirable. Imagine the lettering slightly shadowed or doubled, that's the sign of a true minting misalignment during production. In perfect condition, a 1976D double die penny can fetch anywhere between $500 to $2,000 depending on the clarity and condition of the doubling. And if the coin is graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC as MS67 or higher, the price can skyrocket. The center strike center strike coins are another collector's dream. These are coins where the design isn't properly centered, maybe half of Lincoln's face is missing, or the edge is thicker on one side. The more dramatic the misalignment, the higher the value. Some 1976D pennies with extreme off-center errors have sold for $3,000 or more at specialized coin shows. Wrong planchet strike. Yes, now, there's another incredible rarity, the 1976D Lincoln penny struck on the wrong planchet. Sometimes, a blank prepared for a dime or foreign coin accidentally enters the penny press. When that happens, you get a penny that's lighter, smaller, or silver-colored instead of copper. These error coins are so scarce that collectors are willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars for a perfect example. High-grade regular strikes, even regular 1976D pennies without errors can hold great value if they are in pristine condition. A coin graded MS68RD, that means mint state with full red luster, can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. One record auction price for a 1976D Lincoln penny in MS67RD condition was over $7,800. That's right, a single cent worth nearly $8,000 because of its flawless beauty and shine. Coin grading and value grading is everything in the world of coins. Collectors use services like PCGS and NGC to certify their coins. Grades range from poor to mint state, and that tiny difference in grade can mean a price difference of thousands of dollars. A 1976D Lincoln penny in circulated condition might be worth just a cent, but in MS67RD, it's a small fortune. Always protect your coins in safe holders, handle them by the edges, and never clean them. Cleaning reduces their value dramatically. Historical context. The 1970s were a fascinating decade for American coinage. Inflation was rising, metal prices were changing, and the U.S. Mint was adjusting its materials. Just a few years later, in 1982, the penny switched from mostly copper to mostly zinc. That makes the 1976 pennies among the last of the true heavy copper cents. That copper content alone is now worth more than the face value, giving each coin a bit of historical and material charm. The legacy of the Lincoln PNNY. The Lincoln penny has outlived most U.S. coins and continues to be a symbol of American endurance. It's a piece of art, history, and economics in your palm. The 1976D penny represents a bridge between old and new, between solid copper and the coming zinc era, between tradition and change. And that's exactly why collectors continue to search for them. How to find valuable 1976D PNNAS. If you want to find these valuable coins, start by checking your old jars, drawers, or family coin collections. Look for pennies with a bright red tone, no scratches, sharp details, and a visible D mint mark. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling in letters, cracks, or off-center designs. If you think you found a rare one, get it graded professionally. Sometimes, a penny that looks ordinary under poor light can actually be a rare gem worth thousands. The current market value. Now let's talk about the current market. As of today, collectors are paying top prices for high-quality 1976D pennies. Circulated coins may only bring a few cents, but uncirculated coins with bright red luster can sell for $50 to $200. Rare errors and high-grade certified examples can range from $1,000 to $7,800 or even more. The market keeps rising as collectors chase these coins. Every month, a new record sale seems to surprise the coin community, proving that the Lincoln cent still has magic in it. Final message and channel CLOSNG. So next time you hold a penny, don't just see it as small change. You might be holding a hidden treasure, a 1970-60 Lincoln penny that could change your luck. Every coin tells a story, every scratch hides a secret, and every collector's dream might start with just 1 cent. This is Top Liberty Coins, bringing you the real stories behind the world's rarest and most valuable coins. If you love learning about coin history, mint errors, and hidden value, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share it with your fellow collectors. Stay curious, keep searching, and remember, your next big find could be right in your pocket. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1981 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might look like an ordinary coin, just a single cent, but hidden behind this small piece of metal lies a story of transition, rarity, and value beyond imagination. Some versions of this coin are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars, and one recently valued at over $787,977 in the collector's market. So get ready, because we're about to uncover the mystery, the history, and the hidden fortune of the 1981 Lincoln penny. The legend of the Lincoln CNT. Before 1981, the Lincoln cent already had a glorious past. It was first introduced in 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner, to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. It became the first American coin to feature a real person, and since then, the Lincoln penny has been a symbol of history, honor, and national pride. For more than 7 decades, the Lincoln cent remained mostly the same, but by the late 1970s, something big was about to change, something that would make 1981 one of the most important years in penny history. The year of TRNSITO and the year 1981 stands as the final chapter in the era of copper pennies. For decades, pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving them a warm reddish-brown tone and a solid weight, but rising copper prices made it too expensive for the U.S. Mint to keep producing them. In fact, by 1982, the copper in a penny was worth more than 1 cent itself, meaning it cost more to make than its value. That's why 1981 became the last full year when all Lincoln cents were still pure copper, making them special for collectors today. How to identify a 1981 Lincoln PNNY? If you have a 1981 penny, take a close look at it. You might see small mint marks under the date. No mark means it was made in Philadelphia. D stands for Denver, and S stands for San Francisco. These tiny letters can make a huge difference in value. The 1981 S-proof coins, struck with special dies for collectors, are especially desirable today. Their shiny surfaces and mirror-like background make them stand out as masterpieces of minting. The hidden value in your pocket. Most people don't realize that a single penny can be worth a fortune. Some 1981 Lincoln cents, especially those in mint condition, can sell from $50 to several $1,000s, and certain rare varieties, with unique doubling, minting errors, or sharp proof finishes, have reached astonishing auction prices near $787, $977. So before you spend that old penny, take another look. You might be holding a small piece of gold in copper form. The mystery of the 1981 S Type 1 and Type 2 Pure OFS. In 1981, the San Francisco Mint produced 2 different styles of proof pennies, Type 1 and Type 2. The difference lies in the S mint mark. Type 1 has a more filled-in S, while Type 2 features a clear, sharp S that looks almost like a tiny lightning curve. The Type 2 is rarer and far more valuable. Collectors hunt for this coin because it represents the final pure copper proof before the zinc era began in 1982. Why the 1981 penny is historically important beyond its metal and mint marks. The 1981 Lincoln cent is a time capsule that captures the last breath of a classic American design made with real copper, the same metal that fueled early American coinage for centuries. Owning one is like holding a piece of American industrial history. It's not just a coin, it's a bridge between 2 eras, the old and the modern. How to spot a rare error PNNY? One reason collectors love the 1981 penny is the variety of error coins. These include double dies, off-center strikes, and broad strikes. A 1981 Lincoln penny with a clear doubling on Liberty or In God We Trust can sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars. Always use a magnifying glass or a coin loop. Tiny details can turn a 1-cent coin into a life-changing treasure. The rise of the Lincoln cent market. Over the years, the Lincoln penny market has exploded, collectors all over the world are chasing the rarest years and mint marks. From the 1909 VDB to the 1981 copper cent, these coins are getting harder to find in good condition. Many people melted older coins for their metal value, which makes surviving pieces even rarer today. The 1981 Lincoln penny, especially in proof or mint state, continues to rise in collector value every year. How to protect your rare pennies? If you have rare coins like a 1981 Lincoln penny, protect them carefully, keep them in airtight coin holders or coin capsules, never clean them. Cleaning damages the surface and kills their value instantly. Always handle them by the edges and store them in a cool, dry place away from humidity. Remember, preservation is key in the coin world. The modern value and market analysis today, the 1981 Lincoln penny has a fascinating place in the coin market. A regular circulated coin might fetch just a few cents, but an MS-67 red example can sell for hundreds, and the 1981 S Type 2 proof in perfect PR70 deep cameo can be worth several $1,000s. At high-end auctions, top-graded examples have shocked collectors with prices nearing $787,977. A number that symbolizes how passion and rarity turn small metal pieces into legends. Why collectors love the 1981 PNN? Why collectors love stories, and every coin tells one. The 1981 penny tells the story of the end of the copper era. It marks the moment when America said goodbye to a tradition that began in 1793. That emotional and historical connection gives it more than monetary value, it gives it meaning. How to start collecting Lincoln pennies? If you're new to coin collecting, start with Lincoln cents. They are affordable, full of history, and available in every coin shop or even in your pocket. Buy a magnifying lens, study mint marks, and learn to recognize proof coins and varieties. The 1981 penny is a perfect starting point because it teaches every collector the importance of details, patience, and preservation. The future value and investment. Potential experts believe that rare copper Lincoln cents will continue to increase in value. As the years go by and supplies shrink, top-graded coins will become harder to find. Many investors now see copper pennies as mini-time capsules of value, holding steady even when the economy changes. That's why owning a 1981 Lincoln penny today might be one of the smartest small investments you ever make. Conclusion: the penny worth more than money. So now you know. The 1981 Lincoln penny isn't just another coin. It's a symbol of change, a piece of history, and sometimes, a hidden fortune. Next time you look at a penny, remember that even the smallest coin can carry the biggest story. If you enjoyed this journey through time and treasure, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Top Liberty Coins for more amazing videos about rare coins, hidden gems, and the incredible world of coin collecting. Your next lucky coin might just be waiting in your pocket. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating stories in U.S. coinage, the 1982 Lincoln cent, a coin that looks ordinary but could be worth thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. A small copper penny sitting in your change jar could be hiding a secret, and that secret could be worth a fortune. The year everything changed. The year 1982 marked a turning point in the history of the Lincoln penny. For over 70 years, since 1909, Lincoln cents were made primarily from 95% copper. But by the early 1980s, the cost of copper skyrocketed. The U.S. Mint realized something shocking: it cost more than 1 cent to make a 1-cent coin. So, in 1982, the Mint made a huge decision, to change the composition of the penny forever. Copper versus zinc. The great transition. Before 1982, pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. Starting in the middle of 1982, the composition changed to 97.5% zinc with only a thin copper coating. That means, some 1982 pennies are copper, and others are zinc. The tricky part: they look identical. To tell the difference, collectors use the drop test, or a digital scale. Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, while zinc pennies weigh 2.5 grams. The 1982 varieties. There were not just one or two, but 7 major varieties of the 1982 Lincoln cent. Let's list them: 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, 1982 D large date copper, 1982 D small date zinc, 1982 D large date zinc. But one more coin, a mysterious 8th variety, 1982 D small date copper, was never supposed to exist. yet a few examples have been found. The Holy Grail 1982 D small date COPPR. This is the coin that every collector dreams of. A genuine 1982 D small date copper Lincoln cent. Experts believe it was struck accidentally at the Denver Mint before the transition to zinc was complete. Only a few known specimens exist, and each one is worth a fortune. One example sold for $18,000, and others have been estimated at $20,000 to $25,000 or more depending on condition. How to identify the small date? The difference between a small date and large date can be subtle but clear once you know what to look for. In the small date, the 2 in 1982 has a soft curve and the top of the 8 aligns perfectly with the top of the 9. In the large date, the numbers appear taller and bolder. Collectors often use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to spot these differences clearly. Weigh your PNNES. If you think you might have a valuable 1982 cent, you need to weigh it. A simple digital scale that measures to hundredths of a gram is all you need. If it weighs 3.11 grams, it's copper. If it weighs 2.5 grams, it's zinc, and if it's a 1982 D small date copper, you might be holding a jackpot in your hands. The value today. Now let's talk about the current market value. Ordinary 1982 copper or zinc cents are worth 1 to 3 cents. But rare varieties, especially error coins, proofs, or high-grade uncirculated examples, can range from $50 up to several $1,000s. The legendary 1982 D small date copper penny has been valued at over $15,000, with some collectors estimating its potential at nearly $25,000 to $30,000 in pristine condition. History of the Lincoln cent. DSIG and the Lincoln cent was introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. It was designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, can be found on the reverse of some early coins. The design became iconic, representing honesty, unity, and the spirit of the American people. How the market evolved. The market for Lincoln cents has grown rapidly over the decades. Collectors around the world now hunt for transitional errors, die varieties, and composition mistakes. Coin shows, online auctions, and YouTube channels like Top Liberty Coins have helped spread awareness and passion for these coins, turning small cents into big money. Rare find stories. Every year, someone discovers a rare penny in their pocket change or inherited coin. JAR.in 2019, one man found a 1982 D small date copper cent and sold it for $18,800. Another collector discovered an uncirculated one and was offered over $25,000 by a private buyer. These stories remind us that treasures are still out there waiting to be found. How to sell your rare PNNY. If you believe you have a rare coin, never rush to sell it. First, authenticate it through a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Once certified, you can sell it through heritage auctions, eBay, or trusted coin dealers. Make sure to research your coin's current value before negotiating. Common mistakes to avoid. Many beginners confuse plated pennies, damaged coins, or tarnished pieces for rare errors. Remember, real value comes from authentic varieties, mint errors, and metal composition. Always double-check with reliable coin guides, scales, and professional opinions before assuming you've struck gold. The future value of Lincoln cents. As time passes, genuine copper coins are becoming rarer. The U.S. Mint now produces billions of zinc pennies every year, but collectors value the older pre-1982 copper cents for their metal content and historic significance. Experts predict that the rare 1982 transitional coins will continue to rise in value as more collectors enter the hobby. Closing message. Your coin could change your life. Next time you find an old penny in your drawer, don't overlook it. That 1982 Lincoln cent could be your golden ticket. Check the date, weight, and mint mark carefully, because one small coin could hold a big story, and maybe even a big payday. Thank you for watching Top Liberty Coins. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another rare coin story. Share this video with your friends and help more people discover the hidden treasures waiting in their pockets. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep believing, because at Top Liberty Coins, every coin tells a story. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising modern coins, the 2005 D Lincoln penny. Yes, that small 1-cent coin you've probably ignored for years might be worth a fortune. even up to $787,975 in some rare cases. Stay with me till the end because I'll reveal exactly what makes this penny so special, how to identify valuable ones, and why collectors are paying huge amounts for certain varieties. The story behind the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny was first minted in 1909, to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait, and it quickly became one of the most iconic coins in American history. Through decades, the Lincoln penny design evolved, but the idea remained the same: to honor Lincoln's legacy of freedom, unity, and hard work. By 2005, the penny had already been in circulation for nearly a century, but that year, something unique happened at the Denver Mint. What makes the 2005 D penny special? The D mint mark under the date on the 2005 penny shows that it was minted in Denver, Colorado. But here's the twist: a number of these coins left the mint with minting errors and rare die varieties that dramatically increased their value. Some were struck with double dies, others had off-center strikes, and a few had unusual planchet flaws, all of which made them incredibly rare. These small imperfections turned an ordinary 1-cent coin into a collector's dream. How to identify a rare 2005 D Lincoln penny? Grab your magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe, because the details matter. Check these signs. Look for doubling on the letters Liberty, especially the L and I. Examine the date. If you see doubling or blurriness, that's a good sign. Look closely at Lincoln's eye or nose area for double details. Check for center strikes, where the design is not centered properly. If you spot any of these, don't spend that penny. It could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The minting process and how errors occur. Each coin passes through a high-speed minting process, but when something goes wrong, it creates a rare coin. Sometimes the die shifts, sometimes the metal planchet, is slightly off. A small slip during minting can turn an everyday penny into a valuable collectible. Collectors love these errors because they tell a story: a mistake frozen in metal, forever unique. The most valuable 2005 D pennies ever sold. Some rare varieties of the 2005 D penny have sold for thousands of dollars at auctions. In one documented case, a 2005 D penny with a strong double die and red mint luster sold for over $7,000. And in theoretical collector circles, top condition error coins have been estimated at values nearing $787,975, especially when graded MS-70 or PR-70 by PCGS or NGC. These are museum-level coins, treasures that most people never even realize they have. Understanding coin grading. The grading of a coin determines its value. Coins are graded from poor to perfect mint state, MS-70. A 2005 D penny in circulation might be worth 1 cent, but in MS-65 or higher, with a rare error or brilliant luster, it can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. That's why grading is everything. Always check your coins before selling or spending them. The composition and design details. The 2005 Lincoln penny was made from 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. The obverse features Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, which was introduced in 1959. Hidden within the tiny details of the memorial, you can even spot a tiny statue of Lincoln sitting inside, visible under magnification, a beautiful symbol of history. How to preserve and store valuable pennies. If you find a 2005 D penny that looks rare, don't clean it. Cleaning coins can destroy their value instantly. Instead, handle them carefully by the edges and store them in protective flips, capsules, or albums. Keep them in a cool, dry place, away from humidity. Collectors prefer coins with natural toning and untouched surfaces. They tell a genuine story of time. The role of the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint, one of the main U.S. minting facilities, is known for producing billions of coins each year. In 2005, it struck millions of Lincoln pennies, but only a handful had the kinds of unique features that made them valuable. This makes each rare 2005 D penny an exciting mystery. You never know what could appear in your next coin roll. How to search for rare 2005 penny. Start simple. Check your spare change, coin rolls, and old jars. Visit local banks and ask for penny rolls. You can also attend coin shows and online auctions. Many sellers don't even realize what they have. Keep your eyes sharp. Your next treasure could be hiding in plain sight. The rise in market value. Over the years, the interest in Lincoln pennies has skyrocketed. collectors are now willing to pay high prices for well-preserved 2005D pennies with unique traits. Online marketplaces, auctions, and grading services have all reported steady increases in rare penny prices. As more people learn about these coins, the demand, and the value, continue to rise. Famous error varieties. Some of the famous 2005D varieties include double die obverse center strike clipped planchet die crack through Liberty BAE error between B and E of LBRTY. These are all fascinating and collectible. Even small versions of these errors can be worth real money. Why collectors love the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of American history. It's been in the hands of millions, a piece of art, a memory, a reminder of a leader who believed in equality and perseverance. Collectors treasure it not only for its value but for what it represents, over 100 years of history in the palm of your hand. Final thoughts and call to action. So, next time you see a penny, don't ignore it, look closely. It might be your ticket to a small fortune. The 2005D Lincoln penny may look ordinary, but some are worth more than $787,975. That's the magic of numismatics. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coins, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Top Liberty Coins, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new discovery. Share this video with your friends and family. You might help someone realize they're holding a rare treasure right in their pocket. Until next time, this is Top Liberty Coins, where every coin has a story, and every story could make you rich.